Okay, get ready for a childhood flashback. Remember your very first pet? A cute little goldfish you won at a carnival? You were so excited to bring him home. But when you woke up the next morning, Mr. Bubbles had crossed over into goldfish heaven. But you know, this pet we typically think of as short-lived and temporary can actually live for way longer. I'm talking decades. I know, it goes against all of your understanding of having a goldfish. They've become synonymous with first pet trial runs in households around the world. And that's because they're super low maintenance. They don't require belly rubs or walks around the block twice a day. I'm looking at you, pooches. But while goldfish are a great pet to have, and an even better cracker, they often bring sadness to their adoptive families because of their all-too-common extremely short lifespan. Seriously, these little guys rarely last more than 5 years, and those are the lucky ones. But goldfish aren't supposed to have lives that play out faster than a good pair of jeans. While household pet goldfish are expected to live anywhere from 5 to 10 years, they can live as long as 25 years in the wild. It's even longer than most cats walk the earth. So, why can't you manage to keep your little fishy alive for more than a few days? The answer is simple: poop. That's right. Goldfish suffer from being stuck in fishbowls with their own excrement. Oh. Just like people and other animals, goldfish poop contains toxins like ammonia, and this ammonia can burn their gills. They literally get poisoned by their own poo when enclosed in a small space. These wild goldfish with their super long lifespans don't meet the same fate because they live in fresh, open water that fills lakes and ponds. In this environment, bacteria work hard to break down the chemicals found in fish poop, making it way less harmful on our little gilled friends. So, for your goldfish to live a long time in a tank at home, does that mean you have to replenish it with fresh water from a nearby stream every day? Of course not. But man, what a workout would that be, huh? The key to keeping goldfish healthy in a tank is to slowly introduce the same bacteria found in bodies of fresh water. And the first way to do that is to eliminate chlorine. What chlorine? I ain't cleaning the tank like it's a pool or something. Well, actually, it's in the tap water from your sink or bathtub. In tap water, chlorine helps decontaminate water, making it safe for us to drink. So, as you can imagine, it wouldn't be an ideal chemical to mix with bacteria. You can remove chlorine from the water in the fish tank with a special conditioner found at most pet stores or online. Without chlorine present, bacteria will slowly start to form in your tank. To get things moving a bit, you can even buy a solution containing bacterial cultures and just pour it into the tank. That's all before you introduce the fishies to their new home. The last step is to put some food in there. It sounds weird to put food in the tank when the fish aren't even there yet, but there's a reason for this. The now existing bacteria eat away ammonia that's also present in fish food. Okay, so when do the actual goldfish come into the picture already? Good question. The short answer is eventually. You see, before you put them in their new home, you must wait a little while. Okay, a lot of while. If you put plenty of bacteria in the tank, it's probably best if you wait a whopping 2 months before you bring any fish into the equation. 2 months may seem like a long time, but in the big scheme of things, it's a small price to pay to create an environment that will let your goldfish thrive and live at least a decade. While making sure the water is full of bacteria is a great way to ensure your goldfish has a long and healthy life, you'll also want to pay attention to the size of the tank. And in this case, bigger really is better. Sure, those 1-gallon bowls are super convenient and can easily fit on your desk or countertop, but they're basically a death trap for your fish. Heck, even the 10-gallon tanks at the pet store can be too cozy for these little guys. According to thegoldfishtank.com, yes, there is such a thing, Goldfish are often sold in stores at a very young age. So if you put them in a bowl, they won't have any room to grow. Not to mention, with small bowls, the fish have no choice but to swim in their poop-filled water. As you can imagine, it's not all that pleasant for them. As for the specifics, fishkeeping.co.uk says that you'll need a tank that fits 30 gallons of water for fancy goldfish. You know, the ones that come wearing pearls? Just kidding. You basically want 3 feet or so for them to swim around in. And for each additional fancy goldfish, you'll need 10 more gallons. For common goldfish, 40 gallons of water will do, with an additional 12 gallons for each additional fish and 4 feet of swimming space. Think of it this way. You don't like sitting on an airplane for a 10-hour flight with very little legroom, right? You gotta give them space. I mean, they're spending their whole life in a tank after all. Well, don't forget that you'll have to refill around 30% of the water every 2 weeks. That's because fish actually emit pheromones and hormones into the water. So, if it's not refilled and replenished, these natural body chemicals can stunt the fish's growth. Well, at least that explains why some goldfish in the wild grow a lot bigger than the ones you have at home. Like the size of a football kind of huge. Hey, go long! Lastly, don't forget to give your goldfish some attention occasionally. They get lonely. Pay attention to the smell of the water or the way the fish's gills look. If your fish isn't excitedly swimming about, it may be cause for concern. If you see white spots or fuzzy-looking patches, your fish could be suffering from illnesses like swim bladder, fin rot, or fungal infections. Blech. So, unless you make these accommodations, perhaps goldfish aren't the best animals to keep as pets. But there are other fish that are better suited to fare the harsh conditions of your humble abode. Unlike goldfish, betta fish love living in bowls. And that's because they don't go to the bathroom as much, so their water stays cleaner for longer. Betta fish are also used to living in slow-moving water, so they don't require an automated filtration system. If you keep a betta fish at home, make sure its bowl holds no less than 5 gallons, and remember to clean out the water regularly. Regal white cloud minnows also make for great pets. Since these little beauties are used to living in ice-cold water from the White Cloud Mountains in China, you won't need a heater for the tank. They also stay small, so they're comfortable in a large fishbowl or smaller aquarium. This species of fish is a schooling type, which means they like to be in groups. So feel free to get a handful at a time, as long as the tank's big enough. But be warned, these little guys like to jump, so a screen for the top of the tank is a must-have, especially if you have a hungry kitty lurking right around the corner. If you only have room for a small tank in your home, you may want to consider adopting some blind cave tetras. These are also cold water fish that do well in groups. And depending on who you ask, these fish look either cool or creepy. Given the fact that they don't have eyes and all, hence the name. And they live true to that name. They like to hide in dark places. How can they tell? So don't forget to provide your blind cave tetra with his own little hideaway cave to chill in. If you're on the fence about getting a fish, get down. You might hurt yourself up there. You should also know that fish make excellent pets when you treat them right. The same goes for any pet really. But fish are a good option for people with dog or cat allergies. And if you're out and about all day at work, you don't have to worry about them ruining your carpet with yet another, accident. Also, don't forget that fish can be great for your mental health. The folks at PetHelpful.com say that watching and caring for your fish can ease anxiety and help relieve stress. And if you have fish of different colors, watching them can be a real mood lifter, since you can focus on their beauty rather than the stuff that gets you down in life. So, have you ever had a goldfish, or any pet fish for that matter? Leave me your fish story down in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life.